We have more info on Yeat's new album 2093 or Lyfestyle. We'll talk about the title in a second as well, but we've gotten a new trailer in addition to the first one that we're going to talk about today, so let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with everything surrounding hip-hop, make sure to subscribe and also become a part of this community by joining our Discord server in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and it details everything that's been happening in hip-hop over the past week, so make sure to do that. So if you haven't watched the last video, quick recap, we'll go into it later on in this video as well, but Yeat dropped a trailer last week on his Lyfestyle Corporation Instagram account that introduced a new sort of lore or theme or, content wise, we just have kind of a story, a narrative to it, and it's this 2093, so 70 years from now, this dystopian future of people being controlled all the time, and then his music may be playing in that universe. It gives heavy The Matrix vibes for everybody that watched that, or 1984 by George Orwell, for anybody who read or watched that. And now we've actually gotten new material for this. And one thing that I wanted to do real quick is because a lot of people pointed that out to me under the last video. This thing apparently, and I don't know where the source is coming from, but everybody told me that it's called Lyfestyle. It's not called 2093. Somebody said it's called 2093 Lyfestyle or Lyfestyle 2093, or some people just said Lyfestyle. So I guess it's not 2093 just standalone, but I think we're going to get some sort of bigger announcement. As soon as it happens, I'll make sure to keep y'all updated, but that's what everybody told me, so I wanted to correct myself on that. But let me know what the sources for that are and what we know about the title, because I can't find anything on it, and I don't think there actually is anything. Well, now let's talk about this new trailer. This actually released a couple of days ago already. I just hadn't gotten the chance to talk about this, but I think it is pretty interesting because it yet again adds another layer of lore to the rollout of this album. This time in the trailer, not for the whole, surveillance thing. This is actually about one specific program, quote unquote, of this, corporation, Lyfestyle Corporation dystopian future, the Relyfe program, where basically you're reborn. Like, you don't have to worry about it being, the only day you got, or only having a limited lifespan. Something like a theme that we see in dystopian horror movies or dystopian movies in general a lot. So this is also introducing something new, which is called Relyfe, and he's always playing on this whole concept of life. I mean, we had the album Life, then was Afterlife, then we have Lyfestyle, then Relyfe, all spelt with the Y. So I guess you could see some sort of connection between all of that there as well. Maybe there's a song that's called Relyfe. We're not sure. This is all still in the unknown. But this at least shows us that the first trailer wasn't just a one-time thing that Yeat used as a trailer, kind of like Drake did for the Scary Hours 3 trailer just a couple of days ago. But this is actually something that he wants to have for the rest of the album, have some sort of lore, have some sort of narrative behind the album that gives it a little bit more context, it gives a little bit more personality, and I like that. I really like when artists try to create their own universe. It always sounds so corny, but that's factually what it is. When they try to add some sort of background or some sort of, background information or concepts to the album that give the album more meaning, because then you can kind of connect it to everything. Also, he gave us a snippet. I talked about that in the last video as well, but it's been a week or so since I talked about it, so let's look at this real quick. We had a snippet the other week where we can, it's a Yeat song. He's transitioning more and more a little bit away from rage beats. We heard that on Afterlife as well already. Also, he is looking to really change the image that he got. We're now seeing him without the masks, without the turbans. He wants to take on a new aesthetic that maybe fits this new album, so it's all in all transformation, not just for the music or the visuals or narrative we're getting for the music, but actually on his own style as well. I think that's cool when an artist changes with the music they're dropping. We've seen other people do that as well. I think that is great. I don't think that these latest, more mellow songs, like Bigger Than Everything, for example, that those are necessarily gonna be the vibe on this new album, even though we've seen him transition to more mellow vibes on his songs as well. I honestly doubt that will be the direction he's taking. We've just had him go #1 with I Don't Give a Fuck from Drake's For All the Dogs record, which was, I mean, just like classic Yeat. Maybe that's also what he wanted to kind of portray out there, and then on his solo stuff he's doing something different. That could also be a possibility, but I kind of see him, you know, staying on the old Yeat lane, at least for this new album, but this time he has it more perfected more, and he has a concept or narrative behind it, which gives it a little bit more meaning, which is the cool part about it. Also, I mean, I mentioned this in the last video as well, so if you watched the last video, then this is nothing new for you, but we have pictures of him shooting a music video with this mask that is not his usual turban, so it seems like we're also getting some sort of visuals for this that are connected to the whole aesthetic, so that always, you know, makes sense in itself. Now, today in my Discord server, which by the way, if you're not a part of it, make sure you go sign up with the link in the description. I always give y'all the question of the day, and today I asked y'all if y'all were excited for Yeat's album, and the responses were very mixed, because a lot of people said no, a lot of people said he's repetitive. We had some people say yes, and it's definitely interesting to watch Yeat throughout his whole career, because I mean, everybody that's been in tune with hip-hop, we've been watching Yeat for the past 2 years at this point, really coming from the underground, stepping into the mainstream ever since releasing stuff like 2 Alive, which was obviously already then that big step that he took. But early 2022, that was like when I got, you know, introduced to him by y'all on the Discord as well, and ever since then it's been crazy watching his rise through all the motions. It's been a constant, you know, incline up for him in his career. But a lot of people saying he's repetitive. A lot of people also don't like the Drake feature that he did, even though, I mean, it went #1, so a lot of people like it. But I guess people that are not yet as familiar with, and I don't want to always call it the rage sound or whatever, at least with some newer generation stuff, they're a little bit uncomfortable with it. But I think if we have someone like Yeat breaking through, going #1, collaborating with Drake, that can introduce those people to that sound, then that's the best possible thing that we can have. And for someone like that to take this approach to an album, to actually want to create an album that is a masterpiece or like a standalone project on itself, with lore surrounding it, with some sort of narrative behind it, that is the best possible move that any artist representing that can do right now. Because if you just drop another tape with 26 songs, you just kind of record it in a couple of sessions, people are just going to be telling you that you're not any different from anyone else just putting out music trying to make it or whatever. But Yeat actually wanting to do this album in a more controlled way, wanting to create something standing on its own, I really commend him for that. So shout out Yeat, man. That's a great move. I'm very excited for the album. I'll keep it updated as soon as anything happens. The fact that it's called 2093 and it's 2023 now kind of, you know, makes sense that it would drop this year. So let me know what you think about this. When do you think Yeat is dropping the album? What do you think will be on it? And what do you make of the new trailer? Let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.